Welcome to Rave and Rant, where we praise the praiseworthy and roast the rest. Each episode, we dive into reviews and tips on businesses, health, products, and services that matter to you. Now, let's meet our dynamic hosts. Julian, a seasoned entrepreneur and tech enthusiast who keeps you ahead of the curve. And Olivia, our health and wellness expert with unfiltered takes on the latest trends. Together, they'll help you navigate what's worth your time and what's not. So sit back, relax, and get ready for an episode packed with honest opinions and valuable insights. This is Rave and Rant.
All right, so are you ready? Let's dive into facials for sensitive skin. No fluff, just what you need to know. We found a great article about this, and we also have Betty, a licensed esthetician, here to give us some extra insights.
She really knows her stuff when it comes to sensitive skin.
Yeah, she does. So if you're looking for that calm, radiant complexion, you're in the right place.
You know, it's interesting. A ton of people deal with sensitive skin.
Yeah.
Like that tightness, the redness, or just your skin being easily irritated. It's super common. The article we're looking at says that most people, both men and women, have experienced some type of sensitive skin at some point.
Oh, wow. Really? So it's not just me. That makes me feel a little better, honestly.
Oh, yeah. You're definitely not alone.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. Like, what's happening under our skin to make it so sensitive? The article says it's often because of a damaged skin barrier. Can you explain what that means? Like, for those of us who aren't scientists?
Sure. So think of your skin barrier as like a shield. It keeps the good stuff in, like moisture, and keeps all the bad stuff out, like irritants. But when your skin barrier is damaged, well, that shield weakens and your skin's left super vulnerable.
So it's like our skin's defenses are down.
Exactly. It's like your skin is constantly on edge.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. The article also mentioned common things that trigger sensitive skin.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of blown away by how many things can actually set it off. We're talking sun exposure, pollution, certain ingredients in skincare products, even stress. It's a lot to keep track of.
It really is. And what's tricky is that everyone's triggers can be different.
Right.
What irritates one person might be totally fine for someone else.
Okay, so that's where the whole listen to your skin advice comes in. But it's easier said than done.
Totally agree.
But, okay, so we know harsh skincare ingredients are a big trigger for a lot of people. I'm always so scared to try new products because I'm terrified of having a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things we should look out for on product labels, like red flags?
Okay, well, fragrances are probably the biggest culprit. They can be super irritating, especially for sensitive skin. Then you've got the harsh detergents, like sulfates. Those can strip away your skin's natural oils, leaving it feeling tight and dry. And alcohol, while it's not always bad, can also be drying for some people.
Got it. So fragrance-free, sulfate-free, and maybe watch out for alcohol. This is where I think having an expert like Betty would be a game changer. Just going to a spa and knowing they totally understand sensitive skin, that would be amazing.
Oh, for sure. And that's exactly what Betty does at her spa. She really wants to create a safe and comfortable environment for her clients with sensitive skin. In fact, she told me she completely changed her product line to make sure everything is gentle and free of those common irritants.
That's amazing. Like a sanctuary for sensitive skin.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of spa treatments, the article talks about some of the best professional facials for sensitive skin. We've got the hydrofacial, the oxygen facial, LED light therapy, and even gentle chemical peels that use lactic acid.
Yeah, and all of those are great options because they focus on calming, hydrating, and strengthening the skin without causing more irritation.
Yeah.
Take the hydrofacial, for example.
Huh.
It's like a multitasker for your skin, cleanses, exfoliates, and infuses your skin with hydrating serums all in one gentle treatment.
Wow. And I heard that Betty really loves the hydrofacial for her sensitive skin clients.
Oh yeah, she swears by it.
It must be pretty amazing if she actually bought 2 hydrofacial machines for her spa. That's a serious commitment.
She did, it's true.
You're telling me I could walk out of a facial feeling refreshed and glowy and not red and irritated?
Yeah.
Because that would be a game changer for me.
Absolutely. That's the whole point of these modern facials, to be effective and gentle at the same time.
Okay, interesting.
Now, another treatment that's worth mentioning is LED light therapy.
Okay.
It sounds really high-tech, and it is, but it's also super gentle and soothing.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this light therapy thing. Like, how does it even work?
Well, it uses different wavelengths of light to target specific concerns. So for sensitive skin, The red light is the star of the show. It helps reduce inflammation, calm down redness, and even boosts collagen production, which can help strengthen that delicate skin barrier.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy how technology can be used to create these really targeted and gentle treatments. I'm definitely putting that on my list to try. Now, what about those gentle chemical peels? I always thought chemical peels were a big no-no for sensitive skin.
It's funny you should say that because chemical peels do get a bad rap, especially when you're talking about sensitive skin.
Yeah.
But like you said, there are gentle options out there. You just have to choose the right type of peel.
Okay, so tell me more. Which peels are safe for sensitive skin?
Lactic acid is the one you want.
Okay.
It's way gentler than some of the harsher peels that you might have heard horror stories about.
Yeah, I've heard a few.
It helps get rid of dead skin cells and reveals brighter, smoother skin underneath, all without irritating your skin.
So it's more like gently encouraging your skin to renew itself, not a harsh stripping away.
I like that.
Exactly. Okay, I'm already picturing myself with that post-facial glow. But let's be real, not all of us can afford to go to the spa every month. What about those of us who like to do our skincare at home? Can we still get great results with an at-home routine?
Absolutely. While those professional treatments can really give you noticeable results, a good at-home routine is essential for maintaining healthy, glowing skin.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Professional facials are like giving your skin a boost.
Go.
And your at-home routine is like giving your skin its daily dose of what it needs.
Ah, I see. So it's a team effort. You got the pros for the big stuff and your at-home routine for the daily maintenance. Makes sense. So what are the absolute must-haves for an at-home routine, especially for sensitive skin?
When you're dealing with sensitive skin, being gentle is key. Start with a cleanser that's made for sensitive skin. Look for that sensitive skin label and make sure it's fragrance-free and sulfate-free. Remember, we want to soothe and protect that skin barrier, not strip it away.
Got it. Gentle cleanser, check.
Yeah.
What about after cleansing? What's next in our sensitive skin regimen?
Moisturizer is your next best friend. Look for non-comedogenic options. That means it won't clog your pores.
Okay.
The article talked about hyaluronic acid and ceramides as great ingredients to look for because they help hydrate and strengthen your skin barrier. Hyaluronic acid is like a magnet for moisture. It draws water to your skin, keeping it hydrated and plump.
Hyaluronic acid for that dewy, plump skin. What about ceramides, though? What are they exactly and why are they so important?
So ceramides are lipids, which are fats that are naturally found in your skin.
Yeah.
They're really important for maintaining that protective skin barrier we keep talking about.
Right.
And when your skin doesn't have enough ceramides, that barrier weakens and you end up with dryness, irritation, and sensitivity. So when you use products with ceramides, you're basically giving your skin back those essential building blocks, and that helps strengthen its defenses.
Wow. I never knew that about ceramides. Okay, so we've got our gentle cleanser and our moisturizer with hyaluronic acid and ceramides. What else can we do to pamper our sensitive skin at home?
The article suggests using a mask once a week.
Okay.
This can be a really fun and effective way to give your skin some extra hydration or address any specific concerns you might have.
Ooh, mask time. I love a good pamper session. What kind of masks should we be looking for?
Well, if your skin is dry, a hydrating mask with things like hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, or even honey can be super soothing and replenishing.
Okay.
And for redness and inflammation, a calming mash with chamomile or colloidal oatmeal can work wonders.
So choose a mask that targets your specific needs. What about exfoliating masks? Are those a no-go for sensitive skin?
Exfoliating masks can be a bit tricky for sensitive skin. You definitely want to stay away from anything harsh or abrasive, like those gritty scrubs, because they can create tiny tears in your skin and make irritation worse.
Okay.
If you do want to exfoliate, look for masks with enzymes like papaya or pineapple enzymes, or even masks with gentle acids like lactic acid but in lower concentrations. And always do a patch test first on a small area of skin to make sure you don't react to it.
That's really good advice. Better to be safe than sorry. Now, we've talked a lot about what ingredients to use, but I'm also curious about how to apply them to sensitive skin. Are there any tips or tricks for that? Like, are there any areas we should avoid?
That's a great question. Applying products gently is just as important as using gentle products, especially if you have sensitive skin.
Right.
So always apply your products with clean hands, use light upward strokes, and avoid any harsh rubbing or tugging. Be extra gentle around the delicate eye area. And remember, a little goes a long way. You don't need to slather on tons of product. Start with a small amount and add more if you need to.
Great tips. It's all about treating our skin with kindness. Right? Now, before we move on, I wanted to go back to something you mentioned earlier, being consistent with your at-home routine. Why is that so important, especially for sensitive skin?
Well, remember that delicate skin barrier we talked about? Keeping it healthy is a constant process, not a one-time fix.
Right.
So by using gentle products consistently and sticking to a good routine, you're strengthening that barrier day after day, which helps it stay strong and resilient.
It's like we're building up its defenses over time so it's less likely to get irritated.
Exact.
Consistency is key. Now, I have another question. We've talked a lot about what we put on our skin, but the article also mentioned internal factors that can affect sensitive skin. What about those?
You're thinking about the bigger picture, and you're right. Our overall health plays a huge role in our skin health.
Yeah.
Things like our diet, sleep, and stress levels can significantly impact how our skin looks and feels, especially if it's sensitive.
So it's not just about what we put on our skin, but also about how we take care of ourselves overall.
Absolutely. It's like building a house. You can have the best materials and construction, but if the foundation is weak, the whole thing is compromised.
That's such a great analogy. Okay, so it's about creating a strong foundation for our skin from the inside out. I also wanted to touch on something that really stood out to me in the article. How important it is to find a skincare professional who truly gets sensitive skin.
You're so right. It's not just about finding any esthetician.
Right.
It's about finding someone who specializes in sensitive skin, someone like Betty, who's dedicated to using gentle techniques and products that won't irritate your skin.
It's like finding your skincare soulmate.
Exactly.
Someone who gets you and your skin's unique needs. Now, I know we've talked a lot about Betty today, and I'm curious, is there a reason she seems to be the go-to expert for sensitive skin? What makes her so special?
Well, from what I've heard, Betty is incredibly knowledgeable and passionate about sensitive skin. She's always researching new treatments and products and stays up to date on the latest advancements in skincare. But beyond her expertise, what really sets her apart is her genuine care and compassion for her clients.
Oh, wow.
She takes the time to listen to their concerns, understand their skin's history, and come up with a personalized treatment plan that addresses their individual needs.
That's so important, especially when you're dealing with something as personal as sensitive skin, which can be frustrating sometimes. Now, for someone considering a professional facial for their sensitive skin, what advice would you give them?
I would say do your research, find an esthetician who specializes in sensitive skin, like Betty, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yes.
It's your skin, and you should feel confident and comfortable with the treatment you're getting.
Great advice. It's all about finding that expert you trust and who understands your skin's needs. Now, before we move on to our final thoughts, I want to circle back to something we discussed earlier, the importance of a consistent at-home routine. It's easy to get excited about professional treatments, but those results don't last if you're not taking care of your skin at home.
You're absolutely right. And sometimes it's those simple everyday habits that make the biggest difference in the long run.
Consistency is key when it comes to skincare, especially for sensitive skin. So let's quickly go over those essential steps for a gentle and effective at-home routine.
Start with a gentle cleanser twice a day, followed by a moisturizer suited for sensitive skin. And of course, sunscreen is non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And remember to look for products that are fragrance-free and have soothing ingredients like hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, or colloidal oatmeal.
And don't forget that weekly mask for an extra hydration boost or to target any specific concerns you might have.
Great reminders. Now, we've covered a lot today, but there's one last thing I wanted to bring up before we wrap up. The article focused on facials for sensitive skin. But it got me thinking, are there other types of professional treatments that could be good for sensitive skin?
That's a great question, and it's something the article didn't really touch on.
Right. So from your experience, are there any other treatments you'd recommend exploring for sensitive skin?
You know, that's a really good question, and it kind of makes you think about all the other options out there. The article only talked about facials, but there are other professional treatments that can be good for sensitive skin.
Yeah, like what? Tell me more, I'm curious.
Well, one that comes to mind is microdermabrasion.
Really?
I know, it sounds kind of intense.
Yeah.
But there are actually gentle types of microdermabrasion that can be really good for sensitive skin.
I always thought microdermabrasion was too harsh if you have sensitive skin.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that scene from Sex and the City
Yeah.
where Samantha gets a chemical peel and her whole face is bright red.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And you're right, some types of microdermabrasion can be too aggressive.
Yeah.
But if it's done by a skilled professional, someone like Betty who knows how to adjust the technique for sensitive skin, it can actually be really helpful.
Okay, so it's all about finding the right technique, and the right person to do it. So how does it work? What does microdermabrasion actually do for sensitive skin?
It gently exfoliates the top layer of your skin,
Okay.
which can help smooth out the texture, reduce any redness, and even make those fine lines and wrinkles less noticeable.
Interesting.
Think of it like a super gentle exfoliation that reveals the fresh, healthy skin underneath.
So it's not about blasting the skin away, it's more like a gentle buffing.
Exactly. And because it gets rid of that top layer of dead skin cells,
Yeah.
it can also help your other skincare products to work better.
Oh, so it's like creating a clean slate for those serums and moisturizers.
Precisely.
Makes sense. Anything else? Any other treatments you'd recommend?
Another one that can be good is LED light therapy, which we talked about a bit earlier.
Yeah.
It's non-invasive, and it uses different kinds of light to target different skin issues.
Right.
For sensitive skin, red light is particularly helpful because it reduces inflammation and redness.
Right. The article mentioned that as part of a facial, but I guess it can be a standalone treatment too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one of the best things about LED light therapy is how gentle and safe it is for most skin types.
It's like a relaxing spa day for your skin.
Exactly.
So we've got microdermabrasion for gentle exfoliation and LED light therapy for calming redness. Any other hidden gems out there?
Well, I think this conversation brings up a really important point.
Okay.
Even if you have sensitive skin, you don't have to be afraid of professional treatments.
Right.
It's all about finding the right treatments and the right professionals,
Yeah.
people who understand sensitive skin and know how to take care of it.
It's like we said earlier, finding that skincare soulmate, that esthetician who really gets your skin.
Exactly. And knowledge is power. The more you know about your skin and the options available, the better decisions you can make about your skincare.
So true. And it's a journey, right? It's always changing as we learn more. It's important to stay curious and be open to new things.
For sure.
Well, I think we've covered a lot today. This has been a really interesting deep dive into the world of sensitive skincare, from professional treatments to at-home routines.
We talked about the causes of sensitive skin, the best facials and products, and even how important it is to take care of ourselves from the inside out. We also went beyond the article and looked at other treatments like microdermabrasion and LED light therapy that can be good for sensitive skin. It's been a pretty thorough exploration.
It has been, and I think anyone listening now has a lot more knowledge to help them navigate their own sensitive skin journey.
For sure.
We've given them the tools and information they need to make good choices about their skincare, whether that's getting professional treatments or creating an at-home routine that works for them.
And that's what it's all about, empowering people to take control of their skin and achieve that calm, radiant complexion they're looking for.
Nicely said. Okay, before we go, I want to leave everyone with something to think about. We've talked about treating sensitive skin, but what about preventing it in the first place? Is that even possible?
Ooh, that's a great question. That would be awesome, right? Switching from reacting to sensitive skin to actually preventing it.
Exactly. What can people do to protect their skin and maybe even prevent it from becoming sensitive in the first place?
I think it starts with being really aware of what we put on our skin, both in our skincare products and just in our everyday environment. Avoiding harsh chemicals, fragrances, and irritants is a huge first step, and protecting your skin from the sun is so important. Wearing sunscreen every day and finding shade when you can will really help prevent sun damage, which can definitely contribute to sensitivity.
So it's about protecting our skin from both the inside and the outside. We talked about keeping a skin diary to track what triggers your skin, but it's also important to pay attention to how your skin feels in general, like how it reacts to different products and environments.
Yeah, it's all about being in tune with your skin and making choices that support its health, not choices that could harm it.
I love that. It's about becoming your own skin advocate, listening to what it's telling you, and making choices that help it thrive. Well, everyone, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of sensitive skincare. We've covered so much today, from understanding the causes and triggers of sensitive skin to exploring the best professional treatments and at-home care routines. We even went beyond what we read in the article and talked about other treatments and how important it is to take care of our overall health. And most importantly, we've talked about how important it is to learn about your skin, be aware of what it needs, and find what works best for you.
We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive and that you feel more informed and empowered to take care of your skin. Sensitive skin doesn't have to stop you from getting that healthy, radiant complexion you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the right knowledge and a consistent, gentle approach, caring for your sensitive skin can actually be a really positive experience.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and keep taking care of that beautiful skin. Until next time, happy deep diving.
That's a wrap for this episode of Rave and Rant. We hope you found our insights helpful and thought-provoking. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss out on our latest reviews and tips. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a rating and review. It really helps us reach more listeners like you. Have a topic you'd like us to cover or something you want us to rave or rant about? Connect with us on social media or visit our website to share your suggestions. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, keep exploring what's worth your time and what's not. This is Rave and Rant, where we praise the praiseworthy and roast the rest.